You may have noticed or heard that here in the United States, the American people have been debating, discussing, arguing, yelling at each other about some very important but tough issues, largely related to our past history of slavery and segregation in the South, the Jim Crow system, and maybe to some extent the continuing impact of structures on parts of our people and not everybody. But the argument is to me, a deeper one which applies to everybody all around the world, not the issue of racial or ethnic or religious tensions and rivalries and discrimination and injustices and inequalities, because that seems to be so wrapped up with the history of humankind. But another point that it raises the issue of values. Do values matter? I mean, does it make a difference whether you believe A or B, or is everything kind of determined by forces? And to some extent, the argument is here among some Americans that your race, your DNA, determines whether you're a good person or a bad person. And if you have the wrong kind of DNA, then somehow you're condemned to have objectionable ideas or bad ideas or wrong ideas or misunderstandings, and you need to recognize that and overcome it somehow. Which, if you ask me, is a kind of determinism which makes the work of business ethics, corporate social responsibility, morality and ethics in general a waste of time and irrelevant. If we're all driven by materialistic forces, we have no free will. If we have no free will, then it doesn't matter what values we have. Why try to be good or bad if it all depends on economic determinism or a lust for power or any kind of driving force which just overwhelms you or turns you into a victim? In the 19th century, we had great thinkers like Karl Marx, Herbert Spencer, Friedrich Nietzsche, and then later we had Freud, who all kind of tried to argue that we are victimized by materialistic forces, powers that be, and our values kind of a waste of time. You know, why be good if bad things happen to good people? I think it's a question. If that's true, then why do we try? On the other hand, I think every human community, every culture, every religion since forever and forever has urged us to have this value or that value, or live up to this standard, or be idealistic, or recognize your mistakes and don't do it again. I think if we are going to worry about the future, we have to take our values seriously, and we have to credit our values with having some ability to be a power in and of themselves to influence our actions. So the question is materialism or ethical values?